That's Mom, it could not look more like the same picture from before.
No, it isn't. It's a different one. Honestly, I'm sure it is. Oh no, it wasn't. It was the same one. Sorry.
Okay, there we go.
I'm not too bad. How are you?
I'm not too bad.
How's wherever you are?
Good. Madison. It's great.
Are you in Madison? That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Is it good?
It's been great.
Is it hot?
It's hot. It's hot. It's as hot as everywhere, But yeah, just performing in COVID times is so bizarre. It's just because.
Why? Why is it bizarre?
Well, just because, what's going on right now is like, it's just crazy. I mean, it's just crazy. It's a crazy environment. You think about what you're doing. You're standing up in front of a bunch of people and they're like, ha, ha, hopefully, and you're like, yummy, yummy, yummy. So it's just very bizarre. But
well, the seating, are people spaced?
Not anymore. The clubs are pretty much regular now. Yeah. So it's, we're all just hoping that this holds. This vaccine holds.
Yeah, I know. There's so many people not taking it. It's the same in this country. I think you're worse than we are, but no, I don't understand the logic. But what can you do?
We've embraced freedom for our whole inception in this country. That's what we've always said. We love freedom, and we're free, so that's cool.
I suppose that's the same, isn't it, really? But I do feel
you're less free. I will say my Boris Johnson impression is getting so good that I don't even know what to do with it anymore.
Oh, could you do it?
Yeah, but it's just, if I was just to ask you a question, is it possible? Absolutely.
That's right. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I say he looks like a dog's chew toy.
He does.
Yes,
yeah.
But something that the dog would potentially play with. But absolutely.
It does look like that, because I think of Hillary's little dog Dee Dee. I just bought her a couple of toys, and one of them sort of has that hair. Yeah. That's really like a string hair, but that's it. Yeah, that's
it looks. Yes, but absolutely. I can tell you don't think it's amazing, but I think it's amazing. So I think
it's very good.
I have more school reports. Is there anything you'd like to discuss before the school reports?
No, I don't think so. I forgot to look up mine, actually. I was going to, wasn't I?
But how good of me to bring school reports on the road.
That is so good of you to go to Madison and do that.
And bring my school reports. So
that's excellent.
I don't even know where to start. I thought, well, why don't we start on some history updates? Since history has become a big part of my life.
Did you like history?
No, Mom, my career is loosely based around the idea that my blind spot for history, from not paying any attention,
you don't like any
now exploited to great humor for people. But okay, so I didn't like history. I actually was hoping I could find, there was one history teacher who, I wouldn't say hated me, but he would not take any of my shit, and he would throw me out of class so indiscriminately. And I was hoping, I can't find his reports. His name was Doc. He had a mustache. He had a mustache comb, and he'd always call me Mr. Comedy Sports. And he'd say, well, it's real funny, Mr. Comedy Sports. Why don't you save that one for the stage? And I'd be like, I was seriously asking a question. He'd be like, ha, ha, ha. And I'd be like, okay. And then sometimes I'd sit there, and I would just say like little things. I would just be like, Doc, it is said, I talked to someone, and it is actually pronounced Missouri. He'd go, well, if you're from there, you pronounce it Missouri. So I don't know who the hell you're talking to, Mr. Comedy Sports. And I'd say, well, it's Missouri. From where you go, yeah, keep pushing me, man. You're going to get thrown the hell out of here. And then I'd later.
Was he from Missouri?
I think he was from West Virginia or something.
I think I remember him vaguely. Did he have a great big moustache?
great big Yosemite stand mustache, and you had him for 7th and 8th grade, I think. And so I had him 2 years, and he was just shut the hell up. Like, he was literally like that. Like, you shut your mouth for a minute, Reynolds. You save that for the comedy sports stage if you think that's so important. Put your hand down. And I just go down.
Big
no,
glasses.
he didn't wear big glasses, but he looked like a cartoon. And when he'd throw me out, like, I'd go to the dean's office, and the dean would be like, "For what?" And I go, "Dude, I'm not kidding. Nothing this time." I'd be like, he really went crazy on me for nothing. And the dean would kind of be like, "This has got to stop." And I'd be like, "I agree. It's got to stop. He's crazy." I'd be like, "He's a crazy man." I'd be like, "I can't say any," like, because people would, like, I would say some stuff sometimes and it would be serious, you know. I'd be like trying because I'd been getting in trouble, and then people would laugh because they would think I was joking, and I wouldn't be, and I'd be like, "No, don't." And he'd be like, "Ha ha, get the hell out of here." I go, "I was trying to answer your fucking," oh my God. So I couldn't find him. Yeah. Okay, so this is history. My homework, I can't read that. Class participation, okay, needs to make sure he focuses on current project. Unit tests, poor, was late to class and unable to finish a test. He needs to come in and make it up. I could tell he was not well prepared. He should have come and talked to me, which was my move, just to be wildly unprepared and be like, now what? Like, I'd fail something and be like, how are we going to fix this? Then the next quarter, homework, very good. Class participation, okay. Unit tests, 82, good job. Tardiness, attendance, fine. Third quarter. Homework, okay. Class participation, fine. Unit test on most recent, needs to make one up next Friday. History, this is the last quarter, much better. Class participation, sporadic. Can be great, also can be entertainer. Quizzes, 62 on most recent quiz. Unit test tomorrow. Did not come in for special help on Wednesday. I will know. Let's finish. I guess quarter 5. I don't know. Homework so far okay. Class participation varies depending on the day and his mood. He comes in very positive. It comes in as a very positive force, but sometimes is not. Unit tests did not do well on last unit test. So that's the conclusion on the test. And then this is actually Miss Olson, the one who threw me out, or the one who took away my Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
If she said anything funny. Tends to be silly at times. Grades this quarter, 63, 69, 56. Needs to improve. Positively, not silly. Test, 63, 69. Class participation, giggled throughout sexuality. Giggled through unit on sexuality. Sorry, giggled through. Yep.
Giggled.
And I did. I mean, you'd be sitting there and they'd be like, "Look, this is a penis," and I'd be like, "I mean, this is as good as it gets. This is comedy."
Yeah, I actually looked at my own.
These are testicles, and you'd be like, "Oh my God, she's calling the balls testicles. I don't know what's happening anymore." That's great. 63 on one of my tests. This one she just wrote, instead of being like specific, like you see how they're all writing in the boxes. She was like, "Fuck it, I'm going rogue." She wrote, received a 53 or 63 on a test. Did not well prepare for class. Pays too much attention to Graham Taylor. Has last minute itis. Came in once for special help on exam day. So on the exam day, I was like, "Hey, so what's this whole test going to be about? Is this yeah, that was my move." Graham Taylor.
Graham Taylor.
We got in a lot of trouble, he and I.
Yes, I know you did. You were monkeys together, weren't you?
We were big monkeys.
Yeah.
That one doesn't seem too interesting. There's some of these are from This one I thought was funny because it was from Mr. Howery, and he was the one who called me Spike when I wanted to be called Spike.
I remember Mr. Howery as well. Yes, yes.
Gareth continues to lead the class by example in his active participation and understanding. His level of fitness is sufficient and his motor skills are well developed. His sense of fair play and sportsmanship are fine, and he interacts with other students in positive and constructive ways. This says the man who eventually took away the name Spike from me. Spikefully, mind you.
Was he Jim? Was he Jim?
It was Jim.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember he had a ponytail, he had stubbly.
Yes, yes, I vaguely remember him, and he was quite young, wasn't he?
Yeah, and then the older you get, the more you are like, you look back on your teachers and you're like, oh, it's so weird because they seem like the perfect adults. Like they do. They just, and then the older you get, you're like, yeah, they were just like me. They were just shitheads. But he seemed like a real figure, you know. It was like Mr. Like he was throughout my whole career at school. He was like.
Was he at the school most of the time you were there?
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to, yeah, because then, well, then you had Mr. 40. So you had Mr. Howery, and then you had Mr. 40 for a little while. Mr. 40 would talk like this, and he'd be like, he would tell you crazy stories. He told us a story once about a friend of his who hanged himself. He like came home and he was like, and he was hanging on the porch, and we were all like,
oh my word, what a story to tell.
Yeah, and he would tell, and he would like get out, like he would just like, he would be so annoyed with you when you weren't in shape and didn't care. He'd be like, you got to get your bench press numbers up. He'd be like, I really don't give a shit.
I don't remember him.
Yeah, he wasn't a big player.
No.
I wanted to show you this.
Oh, that's
Terrific.
Nice. Yes, yes. Very well done again.
Outstanding French student.
Gosh, that was that Mrs. Kelks?
No, this would probably be Anne Marie. I can't remember her name. Do you remember? We had there's a French teacher who loved me. Rund or something was her name.
Yeah, I don't
remember,
know.
but she was so nice to me. It was like in a world of teachers being like, this kid is an idiot. She was like, he is such a delightful person. Like she was the only one.
Had you been to France then a few times?
No.
When you had her? No.
No, because I didn't go to France until I was 18, I don't think.
No, you went.
When I was 15, I went.
Yes, yes.
But this is much younger. This is like.
Because Nigel gave the wonderful speech.
Oh, here we go about the speech.
Yes.
My life at home was imploding, so I had to drink a lot of beer, and I opened the bottles with my teeth, and I needed a pep talk.
And then the man was a vicar, wasn't he, in the next tent or next whatever it was.
Now, what did you think of school?
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't like school. I couldn't wait to leave. No, I could not wait to leave. I didn't enjoy school at all.
Yeah.
No.
What were your teachers? And your teachers were probably more violent, right? I mean, they were a penchant for, physical harm to.
I remember when I was at what you call primary school. I mean, they caned still in those days. And I remember hearing cane. You'd hear the headmistress would cane.
She would take kids' shirts off and beat them with a stick on the back.
I don't know whether they did that or whether it might have been the bottom, might have been the bare bottom. I'm not sure.
Oh, an ass caning.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And then the ruler. I had the ruler a few times. And
on your hand?
You'd get, I think if you weren't, or if it wasn't too bad, it would be the palms. If you were bad, you'd get the backs of your hands.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So I remember, I do remember. I remember once.
I would have been beaten senselessly if they allowed that at my school. What were you going to say?
Well, I remember once a teacher, I didn't know my 7 times tables. And
how dare you? 1, 2, 3.
And it was, she slapped the backs of my legs until they were red and raw all the way through the 7 times. She'd go, 1 times 7 is, and I'd have to say 7 and she'd slap. So all the way through the 7 times. And, to this day, I have never forgotten my 7 times tables.
I'll bet you haven't.
No.
Well, that's what we need to do with the rest of them. The 8s and the 6s, we got to beat them into you.
And I was so upset when I went outside because first of all I felt humiliated.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And my legs were so sore, from where she'd hit me.
It is just so humiliating.
I know. So yes, I do
It's
remember.
hard. It's hard when you're a kid because, like, you know, even to what these allude to, like, I wanted attention. I wanted to make jokes. But when you're under the spotlight for your sense or for your knowledge, it can be embarrassing. I mean, I know from doing the dollop, like, there are times, you're vulnerable with, like, your knowledge. And so sometimes you don't know things or you know things or whatever. But in a situation where you're fearing a beating, how your mind is going to work on recall at its best is just, it's just a crazy belief,
Yeah, yeah, but I think in those days, I mean, it was normal.
Yeah,
You just
no.
knew it
Did
went.
your parents, were they physical?
No, mum wasn't. I think dad was a little bit more, but
Did he
no,
ever
not.
stick the rattle on his head and then just beat you with it?
No, he didn't beat me with it, but he stuck a rattle on his head and it got stuck.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just very strange. I would imagine. Yes. Okay. Oh, this was Miss Nardine, who actually really liked me.
Oh, I remember her.
She was
Yes,
cool to me.
she was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gareth owes 2 book responses on the White Mountains left from April. He made a lively presentation of his novel rap. Must have novel rap. Gareth 64 on the prefixes root words test indicated a problem with application. Although he has memorized most of the prefix meanings, he was unable, blah, blah, blah. Gareth needs to jot down examples covered in class discussion. Yeah. But see, yeah, she was cool. Like, there were teachers who were just cool to me. This one was not. Do you remember Miss Spooner?
Yes, I do.
Miss Spooner had a real bug up her ass about old Gary.
Yeah.
Gareth has improved his daily work in Chapter 11, Africa. His last 2 tests, however, are in the low failing range. Some intense study for, I mean, imagine me intensely studying. Intense study. I just was like, I would just be reading. I'd be like, look, I'm not going to remember this stuff. I don't think I need to remember this stuff. I don't care to remember this stuff. And that would be where I'd go, yeah, I'm going to watch TV. Some intense study for each retake test in order. Gareth seems to want to work for completion of a written assignment rather than understanding. That's true. Don't be easy on yourself. Don't be lazy. Oh, don't be easy on yourself, Gareth. You can do this. Work with some extra effort. Again, I mean, I completely failed that class. Oh, no, that's not her.
Do you think if the teachers liked you, you worked harder?
I think that in a way, yeah, because I had a few teachers who really sort of like would this is before kids were getting diagnosed with ADHD and shit like that. And so I couldn't like fully like whatever it wasn't like I went to school and I was like, I'm gonna fuck up. Like, I don't want, I clearly would want to do well. It's just that the stuff I found really boring. I had a lot of trouble paying attention to it. And I just wanted to do other stuff. I mean, you're a child. You're like putting a child into a work institution and being like, take this seriously. It's like, I'm a kid. Like, I want to play. My mind is, it's all over the place. And so I think that the teachers who would like, I think I've told this before, but I had the teacher, Miss Serena, and she would tell me that every Friday I could have the last 5 minutes of class and just talk about whatever and just be like a goofball to the class, like get up in front of the class and just do whatever if I was good that week. And so as hard as it was for me, I would like stay locked in. And if I was like deviating from her plan, she'd go, look, I'm not going to give you your 5 minutes Friday if you don't. And I go, okay. So I guess she overly catered towards me, but I definitely felt that I didn't want to disappoint her. I felt that, I wanted to earn her trust. And so she was great. And I think I did pretty well. I mean, like, I definitely was trying, and, math and all the science, all of it was just like in one ear out the other for me. But stuff like that, like, she incentivized it in a way where I went, okay, I can be an idiot for 5 minutes if I'm not an idiot for the whole week in her class, and it would be worth it. And then
what did she teach you? What algebra. Was her algebra?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I think that would have been one of the ones to me. I'd think, oh, I don't want that. I don't like
I didn't
that.
want that, but I wanted the 5 minutes. I didn't
You
care
want?
about what it was. I wanted my 5 minutes at the end on the Friday. And I just
She should
stand there.
have told all the other teachers, shouldn't she?
Yes, she should have. I would have had a special. This is Miss Spooner again. Gareth is just discovering that he is totally accountable for daily written work. His vocabulary definitions, this was history-ish. Oh, history, yeah. His vocabulary definitions and study guide sheets for the last 2 chapters were incomplete. Failing to do the required work is reflected in his chapter test scores. Gareth would like to get by on his oral communication skills, but they are no longer enough. Consistent completion of all written work will help Gareth be more successful in history. Little does she know that I knew nothing, and it worked out great. Here's just a random one. Gareth's social interactions with others has sometimes prevented him from doing his best work. Shocking. I mean, it's pretty consistent, you know. It's pretty much just like.
But are those your earlier reports?
Some of those it's earlier. Yeah, this is like 6th grade.
Because I think as time went on, you got better and your reports improved.
Well, I got worse first.
Yes. But then you improved, because I think a big light bulb tended to go off.
Well, I had to try to get into college. The second that I had no ambition to go. You know, no. I mean, we'd never talked about college. We were never like, these are the schools. You know, I literally never thought about college. Just didn't matter to me. Was not something I thought about. Once I started working at Comedy Sports in Milwaukee and doing some shows there, I was like, this is all I want to do. And then there were just a couple people. There was one of the guys at Comedy Sports, and then Miss Woodard, who was my drama teacher, who were basically like, you know, let's get you somewhere. You need to go somewhere.
Yeah, that Miss, was it Miss or Mrs. Woodard? She was very good with you, wasn't she?
Was
very helpful.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She changed the trajectory of all, you know, I went to school because of her.
Yes, and I think at that point you improved, and did you ever hear from her?
Yeah, we actually talked a couple months ago.
Yes, yeah. And then there was another guy, wasn't there? A therapist who helped you.
Michael Mazius, my shrinking doctor, who I'm talking to soon too.
Oh, do you? Do you talk to him?
I haven't, but we're going to talk. Here's a good one. This is. I don't know what this is. Gareth had poor quiz scores. There you go. That's good. They were. There were. You know, there was a few. I mean, as you know, like there was so many weird things going on, so it was just sort of.
Yes, it was very, very hard for you, and I probably didn't help. I don't think I knew how to help, and I.
I don't know if you can. I mean, you know, who knows? I mean, you are a rocket ship of weird body chemistry and a weird situation. You know, you're just, I don't know, it just shakes you up. You just become. I don't know if there's someone you love that is involved in it that can even really reach you. I mean, you kind of need to be reached by strangers at that point in some way.
Yeah. I think I just felt that.
Well, you always feel like this, not guilt, but you have this regrets where you think you could have done so much differently. And I think that that's okay to feel and that's fair to feel. But at the end of the day, I mean, like it all worked out, you know? And I think that in many ways, it's because going through that stuff makes you stronger, and it's hard, but it makes you.
Yes. Yeah. I think the trouble was that I think I was not concentrating for myself, and I wasn't concentrating.
But it's like if you get shot and I get shot, how can you focus on my wound? How can you help me when you are also shot?
Yes. But look at us both today.
Both not shot anymore.
No. Well and truly bullet free.
Now, this one is great.
Yeah.
So I remember this so clearly. Computers, big thing. You get your floppy disk, you get your hard disk, all this stuff. You're taking computer class. And computer class was great because you could get away with murder. Because you were all in your own little areas, it was almost cubicle. You could just really get the teacher. I can't remember his name. I thought his name was Mr. Shell, but that doesn't look like.
Shell.
It doesn't look like that was the name here, but it might be my I don't know, whatever. So,
yeah.
But whatever. So they had this game to get your words per minute count up. And so you'd be playing this game and the whole thing would be, don't look at your keys and try to play this game and win this game. And I would just sit there and do my 2 fingers trying to get the high score on the game. And he would be like, no, dude, you need to like try to type it with your, like this. And I'd be like, yeah, gotcha. And then he'd turn his back and I'd be like just trying the 2 fingers. And I think about it all the time because with writing, as much as I have to write, I'm still very much one of these typers. I get a couple other fingers involved, but I think all the time, Jesus Christ, dude, if you had just for like a minute listened to this guy, your product, like you would have had a skill, the productivity would have gone, but whatever. When Gareth began the CompuKeys program, he was typing 5 words per minute, which is obviously, horrendous. But then we take the whole computer class. At the end of the computer class, he's increased the speed to 6 words per minute. So quite a wild improvement. I went up one
word in, and I went up a word.
And it was probably lucky because I was like, dude, I've not been doing this. It will be important for Gareth to schedule time to satisfactorily complete the program. Presently, he is at the disadvantage because he will be required to type many future assignments. With effort and practice on his part, our 20 words per minute goal is attainable by the end of 6th grade. Get fucked. Gareth has struggled with the concept of writing as a process. He has not yet accepted the importance of revision in writing, and he tends to be satisfied with his first draft copy. He needs to add details and vocabulary to enrich pieces and bring them to life for his audience. I'd like to see Gareth raise his personal goals. He seems to be satisfied with the minimum, and I feel he has more to give. I'd like him to come in for extra help composition so that we can work together on improving writing skills. But what's funny about that one, too, is that, like, in writing, the whole thing, when people like ask what I like advice on writing thing, the whole thing is just keep writing drafts. So what he's saying is true,
Yeah.
It's like the way you hone something and make it good is to get sick of it by going through the process of constantly fixing it, noting it, tweaking it, punching it, all that stuff. And it's just funny to read as someone who ended up writing a good amount for work,
And do you do that now? Do you
yes,
do the fillers? Yeah. So it just comes.
Do what? Do I do what?
Do you fill in now, and write differently to the way you used to?
Physically typing or creative?
No, the wording, can you write a proper story with a beginning, middle, and an end?
Well, the whole thing is you're trying to make an amazing thing. I mean, normally maybe isn't amazing.
So I mean, the point is really, I mean, I probably shouldn't say this. At the end of the day, it all irons itself out, doesn't it?
I'm lucky in the sense that I don't think I had a brain that belonged there. So I feel validated in the fact that I was a dreamer and not, anchored to school.
You weren't an academic, and I wasn't an academic.
But a lot of people do very well by doing very well in school. So I don't know. I don't know if that's I think that's the lesson for me. Yeah. I think the real lesson should be. That's my way of saying you go.
Oh, well, what I was going to say was that I think I look at you and you've done very, very well. And I look at me and I didn't like school. I muddled through like you did. And, and have been quite happy with the way my life.
But that was a different time. As you and I have talked before, if you wanted to go get a good job, you just literally could.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That doesn't exist anymore.
No, it doesn't. No,
no. They don't pay you. They don't take care of you. They
don't respond to you. You go for jobs.
Even if they do, I mean, there's this whole thing with Frito-Lay going on here now. Do you know Frito-Lay? You remember them?
Yes.
So they're these.
Doritos.
I don't know if they're Doritos. Whatever. They make tons of stuff, tons of
Yeah,
potato chips,
yeah.
tons of things.
Yeah.
Frito-Lay, and the stuff that they've been putting their workers through, like you were basically expected to work an 80-hour work week. If you wanted a day off, you had to work 30 days straight of 12-hour days. Like just stuff that's just like inhuman. And that's just the practice now. The practice is just that. So I think it's a different time. I think that the advice for you, you don't need to figure it out in school. And for me, I got lucky as well, but for people now, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the method is. I don't even think doing well in school necessarily attaches you to a good direction either. I mean, there is just so little for regular people now that it's just, it's totally unfair and rigged.
I'm sure I've heard or read over here that since the pandemic and people have been
since we started doing this show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And working less hours and working, from home and less days, that I think employers maybe are discovering that people are more productive with this kind of setup, but not in America, obviously.
They want to watch you. They want to have power over you. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
They don't want your life to be. They want you to feel like you owe them and they own you.
Yes.
Big companies. That's the whole MO. You are not a human. You're you're a slow robot.
Yeah.
You're a slow bot.
That's such a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, it's totally fucked. Totally fucked. It's a totally fucked system. But that will be for another time, my mummy dearest.
Yes.
Before we finish this episode of PAMdemics.
Have we finished it? Is that it?
We're done.
Oh, well,
we're at the finish line.
That was a good one. I got a picture. You want a picture?
Sure.
One.
Yes.
Did we do that one last week?
We didn't do any pictures last week. So you're rusty.
Look.
Oh my God. Oh, Mom. I mean, why even bother with that inner tube that is like a video on how to drown a baby.
You didn't need it. You didn't need no, you didn't need an inner tube.
What is it supposed to do?
I don't know. I don't really know.
Just indicate where the body might be?
Wait a minute, look.
Oh God, that one. That was right after I had my lips done.
You were a trendsetter.
I was a trendsetter, yes.
You didn't have your eyebrows done, did you?
No,
let's see what else. Here's another one of you on with your ring.
That's Mom. I could not look more like the same picture from before.
No, it isn't. It's a different one. Honestly, I'm sure it is. No, it wasn't. It was the same one. Sorry.
Okay, there we go. Good stuff. So you got one picture. We've done the one twice. If only you could have your glasses on and see some of these.
Yeah, I know. Look.
Oh my God. God, it just looked like it's like I'm John Candy the baby.
Oh dear, wait a minute.
Hey, I don't know. Has a child ever looked like it's going to die from a heart attack more?
No, you don't look like that. There you are. There's you a little bit older. Gareth and Brett in the background, it says.
Oh yeah, playing Nintendo. Super Nintendo, it looks like.
Yeah. You were both. Yeah. Look at you though. Look at your skills. Look at your Nintendo skills.
Yeah, that was. I'm sure my teachers would love to see a picture like that.
Yeah. That was it. I just had a few.
All right. Well, that was great. Good work.
Was that enough?
Yeah. Perfect. Lovely.
You'd be really pleased I found those.
Yes, very pleased.
Yeah.
Do you have any dates to promote?
No, I don't have a thing to promote. Nothing at all. No.
Is it true you're getting your own website?
No. Are you?
That's just rumor. I have my own website.
Are you getting one?
I have my own. No, I'm not getting another one. What do I need another one for? What do I need another?
I don't know. Maybe people need two websites.
That's the last thing you want. The whole thing is about honing.
Don't they get overloaded?
Yeah. What the web? What, Mom? You're out of your element. You're now. I don't know. Yeah, you're picturing the internet as a series of tubes again.
They need to redesign it.
Of course they do. All right,
Yeah.
Mummy. Farewell.
Okay.
Job well done.
Okay. I love you
I
loads.
love you, loads.